Welcome, fellow citizens of YouTube. I am Based, and while the big fight is going on in Bakhmut right now, something interesting is developing to the south of Bakhmut, in Avdiivka. So, in the last day, the Russians have captured Kamyanka, Krasnohorivka and the outwards regions of it, and they are moving from the southwest into Avdiivka. This map only shows them having captured this small trench line, but there are actually many people saying they are in the southwest of Avdiivka. So that begs the question, why are they attacking Avdiivka while the big relevant fight is going down in Bakhmut and the Russians are even getting counterattacked by the Ukrainians in Bakhmut? And the answer likely is reserves and front saturation, because the front at Bakhmut is already very saturated with troops, and at some point it doesn't really matter if you put more troops into a point that will only cause you to have more casualties and not really increase your combat power. And I think that's the case in Bakhmut. And the second thing is, the Ukrainians are right now conducting a counteroffensive in Bakhmut. A pretty small one, but a relevant one. And because of that, the Ukrainians have to commit a large amount of their reserves into the counteroffensive. Because this is now the big fight. This is now the deciding fight for the future fate of this area. And because the Ukrainians are distracted with their offensive in this area, this is a perfect opportunity to strike at Avdiivka. And as I've explained in my other videos, Avdiivka is a necessary point to capture to move up this road, and Bakhmut to move down this road, and also encircle Toretsk, Zalizhne, New York, which would be pretty hard to capture frontally, so it's way better to just encircle them. And, you know, not to blow my own flute here, not to dizzle my own dazzle, but I've predicted just like 7 months ago that the Russians will do exactly what they're doing here right now. But yeah, the Russians are seeing an opening for a quick attack on Avdiivka to capture as much as possible quickly until the Ukrainians can draw their reserves from somewhere else. Or the other way the Ukrainians could react is draw their troops away from Bakhmut, which will instantly fuck over the whole Ukrainian offensive, and the Russians can capture Bakhmut in peace while the Ukrainians are trying to hold on to Avdiivka. So the Ukrainians are in a big dilemma right now, and yeah, we're gonna see how they're gonna decide to react. And yeah, just as a scale, they're only 50 kilometers apart, so they both draw on the same reinforcements and reserves from pretty much the same logistical roads. Therefore, the Ukrainians have only one city to pick to defend against the Russians. So that was all.